And I would like to call upon the next moderator, Mr. Michael Cha, to you.
A lot of us in this room will acknowledge that technologies has helped the healthcare tremendously, particularly in the medical fields, doctors with diagnostics. Our two distinguished speakers today will share very positively their experience on how using IT can actually improve service and reduce costs in the healthcare. May I call upon Dr. Satik Vidayakong, CEO, MD of MetroStar Property Private Public Company Limited, as well as Dr. Simon Kos, to be to the stage, please. In the interest of time, I'll do just a quick introductions of both speakers, and then they can carry on to do the topics that I think they have great passions with. Dr. Satik, with 20 years of experience in the strategic IT industry, he has actually used enterprise resource planning system in a group of hospitals to reduce costs, plus other innovative projects to increase customer satisfaction. His experience is also in the area of creative strategy, change management, and implementations of EMR in the cloud today. Likewise, Dr. Simon Kors, with a medical degree and an MBA with major in change management, he is also very passionate on how technologies can improve the healthcare. Presently with Microsoft and responsible for the vision of Australia healthcare industry futures. Over the last 10 years, he had worked with many in the industries, large ones, with regards to his IT experiences. I will call upon Dr. Satik to be the first speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to everybody. Today is a very interesting topic that I think is very important for the healthcare. Using IT to improve service and reduce costs. First, I would like to ask who believe that IT can improve service and reduce costs. Oh, many people. For my answer, no. I don't believe that. IT itself cannot improve service at all and cannot reduce costs. But if IT plus strategy of the organization, it is. So today, I will not talk only for the IT, we'll talk about strategy and IT also. With IT and strategy, we can create new business in the healthcare and save patient life. That's very important. I admire one group of people in the northeast of Thailand. I have experience with them. They set up a project in innovation. And IT talk with the nurse, and then they come up with a project and present to the executive to do a project and ask for the budget. They have equipment, 6B, which is like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, but mostly now they coming popular using in the hospital. So they create a project using 6B device to improve the service. First, everybody knows checkup process. Thailand is very popular for the checkup. We sell checkup all over the world, and many hundreds of people come to use the service every day. So checkup may take like 4 hours, 2 hours, or even a day, full days. And if you have like 100 people in a unit, it will like a chaos in the unit. So they use the Zigbee device to trace the patient, where are they, and what's the service they are using, and then they rearrange on the fly. Like if they start with the exercise stress test, and exercise stress test has only 1 or 2 machines, they can move the patient, they can design the flow for another patient to go to another device. With that technology can improve the service, and they come up with a good outcome. So patient has the device, the Zigbee device with a big display. The size like smaller than iPhone a bit. So they carry, and it will announce to move to bring the patient, to guide the patient to another unit. So one center, they will design it and then move the patient to other unit if they got stuck in some equipment. And the outcome is good. Everything sounds good. We check the outcome before and after doing the project. It helped a lot, and customer happy, the patient happy, the nurse in the checkup unit is happy. They can make a satisfaction higher. That's why we say IT and strategy help improve the service. For what I believe in the future, I saw in the schedule here, nobody talk about the AEC, ASEAN Economic Community yet. But now we are going to AEC in the next 2 years. Where are we? We are moved from transaction, we have money, moved to knowledge, we have knowledge, and now we are going to move to the alliance era. So today I will talk about the era of strategy in IT. We know that now with AEC or without AEC, for myself, I believe in doing alliance to move organization more efficient, more productive by using alliance strategy. So how to use the IT to serve the strategy in doing alliance? We moved from standalone, and now I moved with my 25 years experience, moved from standalone to cloud. So even Michael Porter, who is the guru of the strategy, talking about healthcare in the redefined healthcare, have a thick book. They suggest that doing the alliance, expand the hospital in other geographic is a must, is a good way to do it. Not only take over, not only buy and sell the hospital, but doing alliance is more crucial. So today I propose the IT of the system should be the cloud-based technology. Maybe Microsoft can talk about that later. The cloud-based technology is like Google. You can use IT everywhere, in the hospital, in the clinic, here, iPad, iPhone, everywhere. If you have cloud-based technology, this is very perfect for the alliance strategy in the healthcare. We can merge provider, physician, payer, and provider together. Everywhere, every place, we can use the IT to know the patient history, to know the financial of the patient. We talked about the patient center last session. If we have the patient-centric data to the hospital, to the clinic, and we share it, I think that we can save a lot of cost, and we can provide high quality and fast speed to the patient. I believe that doing alliance in Thailand or in AEC or in other country is a must for doing healthcare in the future, in the next 5 to 10 years. And technology now is support that. We have hospital information system, we have enterprise resource planning, we have the HR in the cloud. So every software now, you can use it anywhere that support the strategy. We think about hospital always think that we would like to do the system by ourselves. We don't want to buy because we need to customize it. So now technology is like a Lego model. So service-oriented architecture, which is new technology, we can use it, and I think that we can develop together in the islands to do the nice system for the HIS, ERP, and the HR system. For the outcome that I have experience on the system, if we join the hospital, clinic, patient together in a system, if we have the shared service, administrative in one group, we can do the accounting, purchasing, we can do HR, competency-based HR is a must, and JCI and every quality system drive to the competency-based HR. But if we have competency-based HR on the cloud, and clinic can use it, hospital can use it, even the patient can trace and check the competency of the staff in the organization, it will help a lot. We can do the staff pooling, we can design the competency of the staff in the hospital is very complex. If we can design, we need to have a big group of people to design the competency of the staff in the organization. So we need to invest a lot of money. Why don't we use in the clinic? Why don't we use in other hospitals and use that model all around Asia or all around the world? We can share inventory together, and we can collect the money with one team. If we have 10, 20, 30, 50 hospitals, we can do a lot of things. And this comes to the, we talk about we cannot do it without electronic medical record. So electronic medical record is a must for the new era of doing alliance strategy in the healthcare. Many systems come with the electronic medical record. For the return, we always think that how we can save costs, but how we can calculate the return on investment. I have the example. If we invest $10 million system, $10 million system, my experience is that we can save at least 10% in doing purchasing. If that, I have the experience of 150 million purchasing a year. So if 10% is already cover the expense of the investment already. So what I suggest here, because time is running out, I would like to suggest that to do the strategy, the cloud with the alliance in the hospital, in the healthcare, how we can do it. We know it, we can save the cost, we know it, we can do it more productive. But mostly we don't do it because of leadership, vision, knowledge, and etc. Important things is the courage to move. That's why change management is important. Thank you.
You're a good-looking, intelligent audience. I'm Simon Koss. I'm Microsoft's doctor in Australia, and I'm lucky enough to work with all of the hospitals and healthcare organisations there. I work to improve quality and safety together with them. And in doing so, sometimes I'm presented with examples of extraordinary process improvement and quality outcomes. I'd love to share one with you today. My hope is that it challenges you to how you might be able to use technology to do the same. There's a book out called The 4-Hour Work Week, and just as Dr. David Greenfield suggested, we need to open our mind to what is possible. This book suggests that you can do a full week's worth of work in 4 hours. Similarly, I think we can challenge our existing clinical processes and achieve extraordinary results in a different manner. I'm going to talk a little bit about stroke. In Australia, stroke is prevalent and debilitating condition. It kills a lot of people, it causes widespread disability in our community, and it is a huge driver of cost. To treat one stroke patient who survives a stroke and has a lasting disability, it costs $600,000 of direct costs in the first year. And importantly, that second to last box is if you are able to treat that patient within 4.5 hours with a medication called TPA, there's a chance that you can ameliorate those symptoms or indeed escape the consequences of stroke. One of the sobering facts is we only manage to deliver this medication to between 2 and 7% of eligible patients within the 4.5 hour window. Why is that? I think it's because we determine the pathway of stroke treatment when we develop the ambulance, not when we develop the medication, and certainly not when we had the technology to have a look at things differently. This is how a stroke gets treated in Australia. Generally, there's an alert by a carer or a family member who raises a response with the ambulance, who goes out to the patient's home. The ambulance officers take them to the nearest emergency department where they need to get a scan. You need to work out whether it's a clot or a bleed, the two different types of strokes. If you give this medication to someone who has a bleed, you'll make it worse or kill them on the spot. But 70% of people do have a clot, and if you can give them this medication within 4.5 hours, as I said, you can dramatically affect their prognosis. So interestingly, because of this supply chain, where patients are arriving at the hospital, they're seeing a doctor that starts a cascade of initiatives. You need to go have a scan, then you need to get in touch with a neurologist. The neurologist needs to confirm it was an occlusive stroke, needs to give permission for the medication. We're only treating between 2 and 7% of people with occlusive strokes. There actually is a better way. This is called the Helsinki model, and it was proven overseas. This has nothing to do with technology, but this says, instead of taking a patient straight to the emergency department, why don't you take the patient who you think has a stroke straight to the CT scanner? Now you can get the scan done more quickly. If it really is an occlusive stroke, you can get the medication into them faster. Overseas, it was proven that you could raise the performance to between 16 and 24% using this model. We tried it in Australia. We tried it in 2 hospitals, John Hunter and Gosford. We found dramatic results. Within the first 6 months, we were actually increasing the door-to-needle time to 19%. This is on a baseline of 2 to 7%. Do you know the incredible thing we found? It was so labour intensive that it was impractical, and the program was ceased. My question is, can technology start to overcome some of these barriers? Here's a model of constraints, and this is why it was so labour intensive. It was perceived that every interaction needed to be face-to-face with the patient, and because of that, surprise, surprise, it was very resource intensive. But if we take a look at productivity against the choice of interaction, there are other things we can do. Have a look at this. If we were able to use technology to actually find who was available, I'll show you how I do that in my office. This is a unified communications product. I can have a look down and I can see my colleagues. I can see who's busy, who's available, who's away, and so forth. If I was able to then, I can't quite read that, I was able to search. Here I am searching across that little client on the keyword of health. I can find individuals. This is how they use it in New South Wales. They were able to search across the neurology network and find a list of neurologists across the state. There's not that many, there's only 30 that are currently on the system, but you can see who's available. You can actually start a conversation. You could call them directly, or maybe you want to drop them an instant message. Have you got a moment for a consult? You're now at the point of care having a discussion directly with the neurologist, who is then likely to read the results. Imagine if you could put that on a mobile device. That's exactly what we did. We equipped the ambulance officers with a mobile device so that not only could they search the network for a neurologist, not only could they find which neurologists were available, not only could they then contact with them, they could actually use a mobile device, hold it up to the patient and then run a quick evaluation. Was the patient's face symmetrical? Did they have slurred speech? Did they have impaired movement in one of their limbs? What's the time? That was a FAST protocol. Face, arms, speech and time. And if so, let's get that patient to hospital. Imagine if you could take this and you could extend the network outside of just New South Wales Health and federate it out with something like Skype. All of this is possible and this is what we're doing. It's really exciting. What did it take to make it happen? Here's an example of a New South Wales Health desktop in the background there, a mobile laptop that is issued by the organisation with a VPN client so that at home the neurologist can dial in, and then in the foreground is one of our devices actually sharing the same web session. We're seeing the patient's condition across 3 different devices. Here we are now using technology to scale out the eyes and the ears. So we issued the paramedics with mobile devices. Now the paramedics screen for a stroke at the scene with the patient. They can search a neurology network. They can bring in those neurologists by video conference. Patients who are eligible for this medication are taken straight to a CT scanner. And then ineligible patients are actually enrolled in a clinical trial for a next generation medication called tenecteplase that might have a 6-hour window instead of a 4.5-hour window. Very simple technology. The unified communications client you saw, leveraging the power of cloud-based technology so it can go out there mobile, and a simple mobile device like a tablet in this instance. Here's the kicker of the slide. You wanted to know, can technology improve quality while saving costs? Just the fact that if you miss one of these patients, it's going to cost your system $600,000 per annum. The numbers stack up really quickly, and you can see them here. In the worst case scenario of our modelling, if we were able to lift our performance rate from between 2 and 7% to 16 to 24%, we would be able to save 2,100 lives and close to $200 million per annum. And this is simply in the state of New South Wales alone. So I want to leave you with this. Just as the book said, how can we hack our work week? This is hacking a clinical process. I think we need to challenge our clinical models. Now that we have these powerful technologies that are ubiquitously available in a mobile fashion, are there similar clinical processes that we can address and achieve similar outcomes? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Satit and Dr. Samankors, for the inspiring sharing. I'm sure we still have time for 2 questions, one probably from the left and right. Anybody who would have a questions or would like to share your comments or your own experiences with ITs aiding the improvements? No one? All want to have a quick break. Okay, I've just got a quick reminder to share with you. The refreshments are all at the designated areas that you are familiar with as of yesterday. You are also reminded of special interest sessions that will start at 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Last but not least, the Gala Dinner Asian Hospital Management's Awards at 7 p.m. tonight. I believe the hall is the same hall as well here. Okay, thank you very much.